The world you cling to is fragile. I will forge my own. Tell me, sorcerer, where are your heroes now?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe has always been about building towards something massive. And with Avengers, Doomsday on the horizon, it feels like the MCU is once again setting the stage for a truly monumental event. After years of speculation, teases, and multiverse chaos, Marvel is positioning this movie as one of the biggest crossovers in cinematic history. Fans are already calling it the next Infinity War, but this time with stakes that go far beyond one universe. The tone surrounding this project suggests that Marvel is aiming to redefine what an Avengers movie means in a post-Endgame world, bringing together heroes from across timelines, universes, and even different realities. The story is rumored to dive deep into the aftermath of the multiverse collapsing. Ever since Loki's sacrifice and the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, reality has been splintering. Kang's defeat, or rather the multiple versions of his downfall, has created a dangerous vacuum that's tearing the fabric of the multiverse apart. Avengers, Doomsday is expected to explore this chaos. But instead of Kang being the ultimate threat this time, whispers point toward an even more dangerous entity. Someone capable of destroying, not just universes, but existence itself. This villain is believed to be Dr. Doom, marking his grand debut into the MCU. Unlike previous antagonists, Doom isn't just a conqueror. He's a genius, a sorcerer, and a ruler who blends intellect with raw power. His presence will reportedly reshape the entire balance of the MCU, introducing a new kind of menace that's both grounded and cosmic. Fans have been excited about how Marvel plans to integrate characters old and new. The returning Avengers like Doctor Strange, Captain America, Sam Wilson, Thor, and Spider-Man are expected to take central roles once again. However, the lineup won't just include familiar faces from the core timeline. The movie is said to pull in heroes from other corners of the multiverse, variants, legacy characters, and even alternate versions of icons long gone. That means there's a chance we could see characters like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers again, but in completely different forms. Rumors also suggest that Wolverine and the Fantastic Four will appear, connecting directly to the newly introduced multiverse saga. It's becoming clear that Avengers, Doomsday will act as a convergence point, uniting the stories of Phase 4, Phase 5, and beyond. In terms of story tone, the film is expected to lean darker and more intense than previous Avengers installments. The multiverse concept allows for higher stakes and more emotional depth, giving Marvel room to explore loss, identity, and destiny in ways they couldn't before. Heroes might face alternate versions of themselves, forcing them to confront choices they never made or paths they never took. The tension of facing multiple realities and the question of what defines a hero could be central themes. Dr. Doom's arrival amplifies this, as he's not just another villain who wants power. He believes he can save reality through control, even if that means destroying countless worlds to rebuild a perfect one. His twisted sense of order contrasts beautifully with the Avengers' chaotic hope, creating a philosophical battle as much as a physical one. The cast for Avengers, Doomsday, is shaping up to be nothing short of legendary. Benedict Cumberbatch is expected to return as Doctor Strange, serving as the intellectual and mystical anchor of the team. Anthony Mackie's Captain America will reportedly take on a major leadership role, stepping into the position once held by Steve Rogers. Chris Hemsworth is likely back as Thor, though early descriptions suggest he'll be portrayed as a wiser, more focused version of himself after years of loss and rediscovery. Tom Holland's Spider-Man remains a fan favorite, and with his identity crisis at the end of No Way Home, he's poised for a deeply emotional arc in this movie. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda Maximoff, and Florence Pugh's Elena Belova are also expected to appear, blending cosmic power with grounded humanity. Then there's the new generation of heroes. Characters like Shang-Chi, Ms. Marvel, and Moon Knight are rumored to join the fray, bridging the gap between the mystical, cosmic, and street-level elements of the MCU. Marvel's growing interest in connecting its Disney Plus series to major theatrical events means that every hero introduced over the past few years could have a role to play. Even more exciting is the possibility of mutants entering the fray. The inclusion of Wolverine and perhaps Charles Xavier could open the door to the X-Men's full integration into the MCU, setting up stories that will continue long after Doomsday concludes. It's this blending of old and new, familiar and fresh, that gives the movie its incredible potential to feel both nostalgic and groundbreaking, visually. Avengers: Doomsday is anticipated to be stunning. The concept of collapsing multiverses gives Marvel Studios the creative freedom to explore wild, dreamlike worlds. Expect to see alternate Earths, distorted versions of iconic locations, and battle sequences that take place across dimensions. The film's visual effects will likely build on what was established in Multiverse of Madness, but take it to a far more epic scale. From leaked concept art descriptions, we can imagine cityscapes folding in on themselves, heroes fighting across timelines, and entire universes colliding in flashes of cosmic energy. The color palette is rumored to be darker, leaning into moody blues, reds, and silvers, capturing the tone of destruction and rebirth that defines Doomsday's narrative core. As for the emotional heartbeat of the film, it's expected to center around sacrifice. Much like Endgame gave fans closure on Iron Man and Black Widow, this movie may serve as a turning point for several key characters. Some heroes may not survive the multiversal collapse, and others could choose to stay behind in alternate realities to protect what remains. Marvel has always thrived on emotional storytelling beneath the spectacle, and Doomsday seems designed to deliver another gut punch. It's about the consequences of power, the cost of saving existence, and the realization that even heroes have limits. The Avengers, scattered and uncertain, will have to redefine what it means to unite in a world that no longer follows the same rules, the build-up to Avengers. Doomsday has been in motion since the earliest phases of the Multiverse saga, Loki's TVA storyline. The incursions mentioned in Doctor Strange 2, the Kang Dynasty setup, and even the mysterious connections teased in Fantastic Four are all threads leading here. Each project has been laying the groundwork, piece by piece, for a crisis that spans existence itself. What makes this so compelling is that Marvel is reportedly treating Doomsday and its follow-up as two interconnected films, one leading directly into another, much like Infinity War and Endgame. This structure allows for both devastation and resolution, giving fans the chance to experience a two-part story that fully explores the depth of Marvel's multiverse mythology, while the official release date may shift depending on production. Avengers: Doomsday is slated to be one of Marvel's flagship releases of the decade. The studio has reportedly dedicated enormous resources to its production, ensuring it lives up to the expectations of a global audience still hungry for the magic of the Infinity Saga. The movie's marketing is expected to lean heavily on nostalgia while showcasing a new generation of heroes stepping into their own. Marvel knows that audiences crave both familiarity and evolution, and Doomsday could strike that perfect balance, honoring the past while forging the future of the MCU. The trailer, whenever it drops, is bound to break the internet. Fans can likely expect it to tease just enough of the story to spark speculation while keeping the main twists under wraps. Marvel has a history of editing their trailers carefully to avoid spoilers. So, early footage might show glimpses of Doctor Doom's armor, reality collapsing, and a few key hero team-ups without giving away the emotional or narrative core. The tone will probably be somber, with dialogue about destiny, sacrifice, and the end of all things, backed by a slow, powerful musical score. If Marvel continues its trend, the trailer might end with a shocking reveal, maybe Doom's face, a returning hero, or even a hint of the next movie's title sequence, ensuring fans are left counting the days until release. Production-wise. Avengers: Doomsday represents one of the most ambitious undertakings Marvel has ever attempted. Reports suggest that it's being shot in multiple locations around the world, using cutting-edge technology that blends virtual production with practical effects. The film's ensemble cast alone makes it a logistical masterpiece. And the coordination between the movie's directors, producers, and visual teams will determine how well the story maintains coherence amid chaos. The directors are rumored to be focused on balancing character depth with large-scale action, a challenge that few filmmakers have successfully mastered. But if done right, it could redefine the superhero blockbuster all over again. What excites many fans most about Avengers: Doomsday is that it feels like a return to event cinema. Over the past few years, superhero fatigue has been a talking point in Hollywood, but this movie could reignite that spark. The idea of bringing together so many beloved characters, introducing new ones, and pitting them against a threat that dwarfs everything before it carries a sense of grandeur that audiences have missed.